Ahoy, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. It's taken me a little while to get to Quint. Did Hooper... Well, I reviewed him a while ago and posted him recently. Quint just took a little longer to get to because of the amount of stuff that's been coming in. But I've watched JAWS. We did a JAWS episode here on the channel. You should check it out because we talk about everything related to JAWS. I've watched it twice in the last month. It's a perfect movie. It's incredible. I could honestly sit down and watch it again right now. So let's take a look at Robert Shaw as the unbelievable Quint from JAWS. Lots of looks available, just like the Hooper figure. The packaging has this sort of nice, worn look to it, very 70s product release. Get a look at everything that's inside there. Bottom of the box, credits for everybody involved with bringing this figure to life. Let's open it up. Includes harpoon gun, rifle, can, crushed can, bat, machete, gloved hands, interchangeable heads, hands, and arms. As I said, lots of looks here. It's going to be difficult to choose. I still haven't settled on how I want to display Hooper on the shelf. And man, I just really wish, at the end of the day, all that matters is that Roy Scheider's estate feels that he's being respected and is, you know, what they desire is being done. But I really do hope we can get a Brody someday. It doesn't seem like it's going to happen, but gosh, I just really want one. Especially since he's the only one who came back. Well, obviously, Robert Shaw wasn't coming back for the sequel. But, you know, Roy Scheider came back for the sequel. Not by choice, but he did. And he's involved with, I think it probably more has to do with his likeness being monetized, if I had to guess. And I haven't done any research on this. You know, he's been involved with retrospectives, prior to his passing, making ofs, all kinds of things with all kinds of movies he's done, including JAWS. So I don't think he has any kind of aversion to that. You know, he even has discussed JAWS too. So I don't think there's anything, I don't think that's the problem. My guess would be his estate just isn't interested in his likeness being used commercially in this way. And I respect that. As much as I want, oh no. Oh, see, that's why, so I just reviewed another NECA figure, and as I was taking the accessories out, I was thinking to myself, like, you know, I take the accessories out first every time. Why is that? And there's the answer to that question. That's why that is. Okay, so I had to pause it to pick everything up. And then I had to put everything back to make sure I found it all. And I did. So that's nice. Let's do a little dump over there. Get this other side out. Oh, look at I love that. The heads popped right out. I didn't have to struggle. That was nice. All right, got everything there. Oh boy. There we go. Oh, this was a good loadout because nothing was like jammed into the plastic in a giant pane. To get loose. Here we go. All right, well, there he is, Quint, one of the crustiest people ever depicted on film. Single jointed elbows, which I appreciate. I do not need everything to be double jointed. Joints are all moving pretty nicely. This is kind of your standard human person construction from NECA. Shoes, or ankles, I guess, are standard, but because of the bottom of the pants, they're a little limited. But he's got those nice boat shoes. I don't know if nice is the right word. They look great. The reinforced fronts. Standard issue trouser legs. Could well be shared with another figure. I'm not sure, and I don't care enough to go track it down. Same thing for the waist piece. Potentially has been used elsewhere. But I do wonder, and again, not enough to look. We know how NECA figures work. You put them on the shelf next to the others, and I trust that they're going to be scaled properly. Although, you know, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have just sort of a standard NECA figure just sitting here on the workbench, just to compare. He comes in right at 7 inches. Jacket looks fantastic. Just weathered. The sculpt looks great. Paint looks great. I would love to have a jacket like this, and it probably wouldn't be all that hard to get. If you note, though, it does have unique style pockets here. Well, I don't know. This might just be an army jacket, because look at the way they've sculpted it. This one has the flap tucked in. This one, it's on the outside. Same up here. The flap is just tucked into the pocket, I think. Portrait is just weathered. Look at those rosy cheeks. Probably a little drunk. Fantastic. He's great. He's great. All right, so look at the detail here of that open cuff with his shirt sleeve underneath. It's a little uneven. Like this side, it's more off to the side. This side is kind of pushed further back. Fantastic. All right, let's stand him off to the side. I do not know how I'm going to display these, because obviously you kind of want to display them towards the end of the movie where the action is happening. But Dreyfuss's Canadian tuxedo is so good. And Quint's army jacket is just such a nice piece. So there are the shirt sleeve arms. That same, a little bit more than 90 degrees of a bend. You know, typical NECA, the joints, which is just how it is, whatever. The joints get painted, so you've got some paint flakes that you're gonna have to deal with in there. All right, let's see, let's swap these out. Hopefully I won't have to heat it up, but we'll see. All right, that one's out. Okay, they're pretty thick pegs, so there wasn't a lot of resistance there. Now, if you want to give them a nice little vest look, maybe you can give them a vest. That's up to you. They did a great job with Hooper of making the shirt piece nice and tight around the shoulders, so you didn't get any, you couldn't see through. Well, you saw in the jacket right there how snug it is here, so you don't see the blue of the shirt peeking out. And same deal here. Very, very nicely engineered. Oh my gosh, these are just landmark figures. They really are. I'm happy to have the Funko one. I'm just throwing hands on here. I'm happy to have the Funko ones, the reaction ones. Oh, look at that. You can actually see it's open right there where the cuff is. That's just beautiful detail. Because that's the full set, because they didn't have to worry about likeness, so you've got a Brody figure. But I mean, these are just next level. Let's pop that head off. Oh, nice big ball on that one. So hopefully we'll get this in here easily enough. It is somewhat devastating to learn that Robert Shaw in JAWS is, when it was filming, was 2 years younger than I am now. That is that's a tough pill to swallow, but it is a fact. So he's got the headband here, great look. I'm not sure they totally nailed that bald spot. Here, it's on this one as well. I get what they were going for, but it's just too perfect. That it really needs just a little bit of paint going across the skin. It just looks bizarre. That's too perfect a circle. And both of them are. They didn't quite get that. Okay, so there you go. Arms and head swap out very easily. Let's stand him off to the side and take a look at the rest of the accessories. Of course, we've got other hands in various types of C-grips to interact with the accessories. We've got the machete, the famous machete that it always makes me a little bit sad, because I feel like, and I haven't seen a documentary that specifies this, but I feel like him jamming the machete into the shark was supposed to be a little more dramatic. Not that it was going to make any difference in his fate, but it almost kind of happens off screen, and then all we get is it's kind of already in there. And I think maybe difficulties with the shark just necessitated that not being as dramatic as it could have been. But this piece looks great. He has got the, was it Nagahanzit? Let's see if we can zoom in enough without getting the magnifying glass. Narragansett lager beer, which I learned after I think it was on the actual shark review I did of the JAWS game from NECA. I found out that this is the beer from the movie, and that they are delighted to be involved in part of the movie. So they had no problem licensing it to NECA to do these little cans. Because my thought was, well, surely this is not a real beer, but also surely they wouldn't have gone to this much effort for a made-up beer. But this is legit the beer that's in the movie, and it's a real beer. And you can buy, I think, a JAWS 50th anniversary case now, if you so desire. So you've got the regular can, and then you've got the crushed can. So one really fun thing you can do with the figures is you can recreate the scene between Quint and Hooper. Look at that, a little pull tab opened up there. So that's beers used to have just pull tabs where they just came off entirely, rather than the pop tops we have now. You can recreate the scene because Hooper came with the crushed cup. I've got the harpoon gun. So I am still hoping NECA will release an actual toy shark, because the game is really fun. Well, okay, the game is a nice piece to have. I'll say that. I still want a full-on articulated toy shark, and we need barrels with it. Look, I'm not saying I'd buy an Orca, because who knows how much that would be. It would be incredible. It'd be the centerpiece of a collection, but it'd be so expensive to do. Look at the wood grain on that. I know I've been sitting here looking at it while I'm talking, but there's just so much to say about JAWS. This is a beautiful piece. And then the actual rifle that, Brody would use at the end if we had a Brody figure. And then the baseball bat that Quint uses to wreck the radio and possibly threaten his shipmates just a bit. Just a hint of wood grain painted on there. Looks good. So there you go. Another unbelievable figure from NECA who are probably producing the best toys on the market right now. The best action figures. I'm not going to say the best toys. But I didn't look at the bemused 100% drunk Quint head. I won't be displaying that one, but it is great. But yeah, I think NECA is producing the best action figures on the market. At the best pace of the best things. How about that? We've got to throw enough qualifiers in there, because at the end of the day, I'm still, I think, more blown away by Mezco's stuff than anything else. But NECA is just hit after hit after hit of the pop culture stuff that I love, that I grew up with, that has such an impact on me. And here's another one, and it's great. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.